Relationship between humans and river has been the forefront of any civilization. Since time immemorial, we have written about our dominion along riverbank. Being symbol of utmost devotion and aesthetic perception, Ganga has been a perennial river since ages for a land that symbolizes culture, spirituality and faith. It is regarded to complete the cycle of karma for a nation distinctively marked in versatility for some of the major religions of the world, is often called the divine goddess Ganga. River Ganga has a stretch of 2,525 kilometers and originates in Himalayas. It covers 5 states: Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand and West Bengal, and finally merges into Bay of Bengal. The Ganges Basin is the most heavily populated river basin in the world, with over 400 million dependents today. People believe that Ganga Jal is purest water, and some also claim that it has high oxygen level and a self-purifying quality than any river. Therefore, sometimes we also call River Ganga Paap Nashini.
It's a belief that we have, and it's good to have that belief. But I don't think it has been proved scientifically that Ganga has a very special quality. It's a belief and it's good to have that belief. Okay, and certain aspects of the Ganga are different than other rivers. Okay, and that's why probably this belief is there that it is something very special.
But today, Ganga has turned into a stinking stream, greatly polluted, resulting in increase of bio-oxygen demand level and transparency of water.
The pollution mainly comes from the cities in the form of the municipal waste, from the industries in the form of the industrial effluent, and it also comes from the very small quantity from human factor, and that is through the burning of the dead bodies or throwing of the dead bodies or throwing of their waste into Ganga. So the major part of pollution in Ganga is caused due to organized activities. It is not individual activities.
Kanpur alone employs more than 28,000 industries and over 400 tanneries, regularly discharging effluents and sewages containing chromium sulfide and other toxic chemicals. It would not be exaggeration to say that Kanpur is one of the major epic centers for this resentment and discourse for the river.
गंगा का जो प्रदूषण है वो औद्योगिक कचरा है। सबसे ज्यादा गंगा को जो प्रदूषित कर रहा है वो औद्योगिक कचरा कर रहा है, सबको पता है बात।
Dumps from leather industries are polluting not only banks of Ganga but also chemical mixes with water and flows into the river.
If you see the case of Kanpur, you will realize that most of the industries are polluting the Ganga river by directly discharging their effluents and industrial waste into the river. And especially in the case of Jajmu area, which is very highly polluted because of the tannery discharge water, you will realize that these people are facing a lot of health problems.
Around 30,000 industries like cotton and others are discharging into Ganga, while only leather industry has become a symbol of Ganga pollution in Kanpur.
कानपुर में गंगा को प्रदूषित करने का जो सबसे बड़ा दोषारोपण किया जाता है वो वहाँ के चमड़ा उद्योग को, टैनरी को उसके लिए दोषी बताया जाता है। वास्तविकता यह भी है कि चमड़ा उद्योग का प्रदूषण में बहुत थोड़ा योगदान है। बाकी संपूर्णता में यदि हम देखें तो हमको गंगा का जो क्लीनिंग का अभियान है उसको अलग तरह से देखना होगा।
Before 2013 Kumbh Mela, tannery industry was closed for 3 months to prevent pollution. This affected more than 3 lakh employees directly. The Tannery Association claims that they were paying the wastewater treatment charges, but still there are shortcomings in treatment of sewage water and effluents.
Industries sometimes they don't find the solution. Because small tanners, they don't know what to do, and ignorantly they also commit this mistake, like the chromium part, the untreated goes to the STP plants, and sometimes industries feel that they are paying for the STP plants, so the responsibility lies with the government to treat and finally take it to the river.
Thermal power plant in Panki, which produces over 2 lakh tons a year in form of dry bottom ash, is transported as slurry in Pandu river, which is a Ganga tributary. It is also a major reason for air pollution and health problems like asthma for the locals. Government planted STP to treat sewages in 4 sewage prone areas in Kanpur. This program was a major failure as the treatment unit was designed to check the city sewages. It had little or almost no effect on the effluents released by the industry.
It's right that the STPs which are there in the Jajmau, they have not been working the way they should have been working. It's not the most appropriate kind of technology, particularly when we talk about ternary effluents. There are several operational issues with the plant. Most of the time the power supply is not there.
The partially treated sewage irrigation water being supplied to the farmland has led to widespread contamination of food chains, soil and livestock. This also resulted in severe health problems.
वाटर लाइन जो है वो भी खराब हो चुकी है।
हम लोग जब इस पानी की सब्जी लेकर मार्केट में जाते हैं तो वहाँ कोई नहीं पूछता, हम लोग कटरी बताते हैं कि कटरी से लाए हैं। इस पानी की फसल लोग मान लो पसंद नहीं करते हैं।
STP plants are still under construction or not working. Increasing pollution in Ganges is an alarming situation for upgradation in STP and effective plans by the government.
We need to have a completely different model, and what probably will work in our country is, we say that the treated or untreated effluent, if we treat it to the level which can be disposed of into Ganga, then why not we use it for at least for industries like tanneries, where the purpose of water is only to wash leather. Okay, so something which is good for discharging into the Ganga, and we say that it is not good enough for to be used in the tanneries for washing leather. So that's the degree of confidence that we have in our technology.
Ganga Action Plan, launched by Rajiv Gandhi in 1986, which was an environmental initiative to clean up the river, has been a major failure despite spending 900 crore by NGRPA. With so many plans and action courses, there seems to be no effective mechanism to deal with the ongoing issue that was identified a long time back.
With Ganga Action Plan, what happened that Ganga Action Plan was limited only to treatment of sewer. And at that time, sewer was considered the only, municipal waste was considered the only issue.
In fact, the very formation of Ganga River takes place by several rivers and rivulets and nalas merging into Ganga. So that is the basic geography of Ganga. So it was a doomed enterprise from the beginning if somebody thought that you could divert the flow away from the direction. So what they did, they put a lot of pumps to divert the flow away from the Ganga side. These pumps did not work, and it further led to the problem with the drainage of the entire cities. And the sewage treatment plants which were again put, they again could not function because of all kind of reasons.
There is no accountability fixed. So whatever is happening. Money is getting wasted, but it is not giving the result which is expected out of these various activities.
Plans of JNN URM and KNN are not showing any development in some wards. People are still having sanitization and drainage concerns, which is also a reason of Ganga pollution.
Ganga needs two things: continuity supply of water, good quality water. Number one. Number two, not to allow any effluent discharge into Ganga, any pollution discharge into Ganga. That is how it is. Aviral and Nirmal will be maintained. Minimum ecological flow, you need the minimum flow from the source of generation or in the process. But that water is not available because it is being siphoned for all other purposes.
Other than industries behind Ganga pollution, it has been claimed that the Ganga water is not reaching Kanpur at its actual flow. Dams and barrages in Uttarakhand are diverting water for irrigation and power plants. Government is planning to build around 300 more dams on Ganga, which will affect the ecological flow of river.
और गंगा के ऊपर जो इतने बांध बन गए हैं, इतना ज़्यादा मतलब वो लगातार और भी बंध रहे हैं, उससे पानी बिल्कुल डाइल्यूट होता चला जा रहा है। उसकी जो शाखाएं हैं वो इतना बट गया है कि पानी का कोई उपयोग देश में नहीं हो पा रहा है। और अगर वो बांध किसी रोज टूटे जो उत्तराखंड में हुआ है, इससे भी भयंकर स्थिति सारे देश में हो जाएगी।
People have to be more aware about these issues. People should demand, and this is not true that people believe that I can put anything in Ganga and Ganga will be all right. It is simply their callous attitude. Okay, and it's they want to preach, but they don't want to take action.
So we cannot blame that only the industry is culprit. We cannot say only the government is culprit, but we have to see how all the agencies can take up the responsibility to clean the Ganga.
आज गंगा के अस्तित्व को लगा के हम लोग विकास कर रहे हैं। हम लोग गंगा को अविरल रखे तभी गंगा की जिंदगी के बारे में हम लोग सोच सकते हैं।
There is a large number of people who have faith, but even faith is not deterring them from polluting Ganga. Education is needed, awareness is needed, communication is needed. So we have to continue to do it, and maybe after some time we will be able to achieve it.
Therefore, to speak of pollution of Ganga in the modern parlance is a kind of irony for all, as Ganga water is very embodiment of purity, cleaning all kinds of pollution and sins. It is very important to understand this ironical situation for Ganga by unpacking and analyzing all its aspects and arriving at a synthesis of a traditional faith with modern scientific truth.